Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating concept that explores the very architecture of our inner lives. Okay, let's dive into this, because what we're looking at today is the profound, literally undeniable connection between our daily emotional habits and our ultimate outward confidence. It's a concept that doesn't just skim the surface. We are looking at the exact mechanisms of how we feel, and how those feelings directly dictate how we show up in the world.
So I want you to really sit with this question for a second. Are your emotional habits actually holding back your confidence? Now, this isn't just some rhetorical question to kick things off, it's the pivotal starting point for the whole transformation we're unpacking today. Very often, we think of confidence as, something you either just inherently have or you don't. Or maybe it's something we try to just fake until we make it. But what if our baseline confidence is entirely dependent on the habits of our emotional world? If you really want to change your confidence, you absolutely have to start by looking inward.
Section 1. The Resilience Foundation and Examining Emotional Habits. Let's establish a really clear framework right from the jump. There is a dual focus here, emotional habits on one side and confidence habits on the other. This directly pairs our internal emotional world with our outward confidence habits. Honestly, they're two sides of the exact same coin. You cannot truly address your confidence without simultaneously addressing the emotional habits that feed right into it. It's such a brilliant way to frame personal development because it forces us to look at the root causes rather than just swatting at surface-level symptoms. Now, what's really interesting here is how we zoom right in on two major internal barriers: self-pity and control of temper. Think about that. Out of all the incredibly complex emotions human beings experience, these two are singled out as the core emotional challenges we absolutely must face to unlock our confidence. Why these two, specifically? Well, because self-pity keeps us completely stuck in a victim mindset, like dwelling on a minor failure all day long, while a lost temper, that just completely surrenders our power to external triggers. Both of these are massive, massive leaks in our potential and our overall self-assurance. So how do we actually stop the leak? We have to take a really active, conscious step, evaluating our reactions. Look, before we can even think about building new, powerful habits, we have to pause. When something triggers that temper, or when we start, sliding down into self-pity, we must rigorously evaluate those reactions. We have to pause and essentially become active observers of our own minds. You have to ask yourself, wait, why am I reacting this way? This step of evaluation is the critical diagnostic tool required before any true healing can even begin.
Section 2. Healing Emotional Wounds. I really want to magnify this specific phrase for a moment: how to overcome emotional wounds. It's a heavy phrase, right? But an absolutely essential one. We aren't being told to just ignore our triggers or grit our teeth and push through them. This specifically identifies that these intense reactions, like that sudden loss of temper or that sinking, heavy feeling of self-pity, they are very often tied to underlying emotional wounds. Acknowledging and actively working to overcome these wounds, that is the mandatory bridge to personal growth. You literally cannot skip this step if you want the confidence that's waiting on the other side.
Let's move to and see how this builds into what I call the transformation pivot. The progression here is incredibly clear and completely logical. Step 1, we evaluate those immediate emotional reactions. Step 2, we trace them back and do the really hard work to overcome those underlying emotional wounds. And then step 3, the incredible result of that hard work, we boost our confidence and our health. It's a direct sequence. You simply can't reach step 3 without passing through steps 1 and 2 first. It is quite literally a roadmap for internal transformation.
Section 3. The Aggressiveness Advantage.
Now we're introducing the word aggressiveness. And yeah, typically we view aggressiveness as a completely negative trait. So the crucial point here is how this concept is qualified. It explicitly requires learning how to apply aggressiveness in the right way. We're not talking about hostility or attacking other people. It is a positive, applied force. Think of it as vigorously setting a boundary at work or actively taking charge of your fitness routine rather than just passively letting life happen to you. It's a directed behavior used specifically to increase confidence within and boost your overall health.
Just contrast this journey. We shift totally away from the past state of festering emotional wounds and the draining habit of self-pity, which really is just a state of weakness. Instead, we step into the future state of applying right-way aggressiveness to build unshakable confidence. It's this massive shift from being a victim of your emotions to becoming an active, assertive architect of your own health and self-assurance. Section 4. Your Confident Future.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate dual reward:
When you finally overcome those emotional wounds and apply aggressiveness correctly, there are two vital guaranteed benefits: a huge boost in confidence and a boost in overall health. Notice how inextricably linked your mental confidence is with your holistic well-being. By clearing out toxic emotional habits like an uncontrolled temper, you aren't just becoming more socially confident, you are literally improving your total physical and mental health.
I want to leave you with this exact phrasing: increase the confidence within you. Notice the intense focus on the words within you, because this entire explainer, it hasn't been about external validation. It hasn't been about how other people perceive you. It has been entirely about unlocking an internal, self-sustaining power. True confidence is generated internally, through the mastery of our own emotional habits and the proper application of our own assertive energy.
So we come to the end of our analysis, and I want to leave you with a challenge based directly on everything we've learned today. How will you apply your aggressiveness today? And remember, we mean right-way aggressiveness. How will you assertively evaluate your own reactions? How will you actively push back against self-pity and temper? The tools are completely in your hands now. The only question is how you will choose to use them to unlock the confidence within you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.